I'm Diane Resignola, here in San Francisco for NAREIT's REIT World 2018, our annual conference. I'm here today with Mark Brugger, President and CEO of DiamondRock Hospitality Company. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
What are some of the highlights of DiamondRock's internal and external growth strategies?
So DiamondRock's we're a lodging REIT. We have 30 hotels, about 10,000 hotel rooms, about $3.5 billion in assets. On the internal front, we're really dedicating more money to repositionings and upside potentials that are locked inside the portfolio. Two great examples of that this year. We're going to spend about $135 million in total, but two prime examples. One here in San Francisco, we are closed and reinventing a hotel called the Hotel Rex, which was kind of shabby chic, I'll say, right off Union Square. But we're going to invest about $100,000 per room, and we're going to reinvent that into a Viceroy hotel. It'll reopen in January in time for 2019. And we think for spending about $9 million, we'll make about $1.5 million more in profit, double this year's profit. So that's a kind of exciting little jewel box for us. Another great example in our portfolio of how we're trying to drive internal growth, we own the Vail Marriott, which is kind of an A-plus location. We have the Ritz-Carlton on one side and the 5-star Arabelle on the other and the Four Seasons next to that. And we sit about $175 lower in rate. So we see this enormous opportunity to bridge where we are today by investing in the hotel and reinventing it to get a lot of that $175 difference. We think that'll drive about $3 to $5 million of incremental profit when we're done the reinvention there. So those are kind of the projects that we're looking on the internal front, investing, creative ideas where we can transform our properties and create additional value for our shareholders.
Which segment of the lodging market do you believe is most resilient in the next few years?
It's a great question. So every cycle is a little different. So last cycle group was a little bit more resilient. This time we think that small resorts will actually be one of the best performing property types and segments over the next couple of years. And that's really based on I guess three premises. One is supply in many of these resort markets is really low. So even if there's a downturn, there's really no new resorts being built in the Sedonas, oceanfront in Southern California, a number of the markets where we have these resorts. So you'll have really low supply, which creates a nice backdrop, even if there is moderation in demand. And then we think the experiential travel overall is on the increase. So people want to be at neat little resorts and have a different experience. They can put it on social media, and we think that people see more value in it. So even whether we're in an upcycle or things are moderating, we think those kind of hotels will outperform. The other reason we think resorts may be the best performing segment is there's more levers to pull. So if you have let's say a Hilton Garden Inn in kind of an urban market, it kind of is what it is. There's not much you can do on the asset management front. With the resorts, you have the ability to draw people in, to modify the F&B offerings, to create resort packages, spa packages. There's just a lot more that you can do proactively, and we think that helps in different economic climates as well.
And lastly, what's the biggest takeaway from the company's most recent sustainability report?
So we moved up our GRE SB score, moved up about 22 points year over year last year, or for 2018 versus 2017. We're committed over the next several years to reduce our emissions by 25%, our water usage by 25%. And really we're looking at sustainability across the board and what we can do to contribute back in the environment. I think those long-term goals, our 2025 goals, as well as the improvements we've been making lately, really show our commitment on the ESG front.
Thanks so much, Mark.
Absolutely. Thank you again for having me.
For more information on NAREIT's REIT World, visit REIT.com.